evening, Good evening, dear listeners. I welcome you to this evening section of Oukflix TV broadcast. Oukflix TV broadcast for those who have not been part of the broadcast or who are not part of the morning section of the broadcast. Oukflix TV broadcast is about sharing beautiful, insightful information, stories, news about the distinguished senator representing the good people of Abia North Senatorial District. OUK, like the old African proverb said, if the lion does not tell their stories, the tales of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. So this is a platform where we make know the good works, the dividends of democracy that the distinguished senator is doing to get his people a better life in Abia North, in Abia State, and in the entire Nigeria in general. Anyone who knows OUK knows that OUK, the distinguished senator Dr. Ojus Carlo, is a man who believes in the dividends of democracy and who believes in touching lives and enriching humanity in many ways, shape, or form through his foundation, through his quality representation in leadership, through his entrepreneurial capabilities. So this evening, we are hoping that we'll have a guest, a special guest, a one of the aides to the distinguished senator, who will come and give us insight into the food bank bill that the distinguished senator just pushed through first read on the floor of the Senate about a week ago, so that we can be able to know what the bill intends and how the common man's life will be impacted through the bill. So once again, I welcome you to Oukflix TV. So we'll be taking the national anthem again, and then we'll get into the broadcast this evening proper. Thank you. Okay, welcome back to Oukflix TV. Welcome back to Oukflix TV.
There is nothing as symbolic as a door. It shuts to protect you and opens to give you much more. Everyone wants to succeed, not just count pennies. When life gets tough, I remember a few things. Difficulty and struggles are part of what life brings. Your strength comes from the support around you. A true friend believes in what you do, there to hold your hand through any weather. I found my partner, and we walked through doors together.
Diamond, your bank.
Hello and welcome to Arise News. I'm Rotimi Michael Kade in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. This is Arise News Now special feature. In Nigeria, subtle campaigns for the 2019 presidential election have begun in earnest. Posters have emerged indicating that a former governor of Abia State, southeast Nigeria, Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, will be contesting on the platform of the ruling All Progressives Congress. However, Dr. Kalu has distanced himself from the campaign posters, saying that the posters are the handiwork of political jobbers and speculators. In a statement signed by his special advisor, Kunle Oyewumi, Kalu insists that he is solidly behind the candidature of President Muhammadu Buhari. He also desires, if he so desires, to run in 2019, adding that the North should be allowed to complete its 8-year tenure. The statement puts Mr. Kalu as saying, I will contest in 2019 by the grace of God, but definitely not for president. Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu joins me now for the next 60 minutes on this Arise News Now special feature. Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, good to see you.
Thank you so much.
All right. From the intro we gave earlier, you said that you're not interested in 2019 presidential election. You said you're going to run. What position exactly do you want to run for?
Well, there's only one position for me to run at this moment. I've been a two-term governor. Should I run back for governor? The answer looks very impossible, although it's not been tested by any law that after 10 years, I can go back to run for governor of Abia State. It's possible, yes. And the only thing left is between testing whether I can be governor again and testing whether I can go to the Senate. It's open.
But you've contested like 3 times in the Senate in the Abia North Senatorial District. So why do you want to go for the fourth election?
Well, it's my interest. You cannot tell me what I want to do. It's personal. And that is what I would like to do.
Does that speak volume of your political relevance in the Southeast, especially in Abia States? Perhaps maybe it's waning.
No, we're on track in whatever we want to do. Very big on track. Mind you, on few occasions you see that, for example, the last one, election was said to be inconclusive. You're a journalist, you saw that. If anybody had won, the result could have gone at 4 a.m. And they said it was inconclusive. And at 2 o'clock, somebody called the result. I'm not pained because I know in all those 3 elections, I won the election. But people use the agencies.
When you say people, who are these people?
The PDP used the agencies they had powers over to rewrite the results, and I accepted it. It was what they did. I accepted them in good faith. So I will continue to try to restore the mandate of the people, because what they are holding is not the mandate of the people.
So why did you join the APC?
Because I have been in opposition for 10 years. I have been in PPA since I left, even since 2006. I left the PDP. I have been in PPA. And Nigeria is going to party system. I didn't join because I love to decamp. I love PPA. And I joined because Nigeria had gone to party system. Will I go back to PDP? The answer is no. I joined APC because I want the test of relevance in Abia and Southeast to be seen. And the only way it can be seen is that there is no APC in our area. It's only to show who the people will follow. It's more relevant than speculating.
So does that mean that APC is here to stay in Abia State as a result of your involvement or as a result of your participation, or will I say your membership?
Yes, I will add a lot of value to the APC. And the APC is going to be a collective decision between us, people who are joining and people who are in there. Will build a more stronger party, not only in Abia, in the Southeast. We are going to be a very robust party in 2019.
In a statement you released yesterday, or let's say this week, you said that the North deserved their 2 terms. Why? As against what a lot of people in the South are canvassing, that perhaps maybe the President Muhammadu Buhari has not really, done pretty well in the last 2 years.
Well, it depends on which part of the Atlantic or which part of Sahara Desert you are. To me, Buhari had done very well in some areas, and he still had to do well in some other areas, because for me, Buhari's illness have hindered the progress of what he could have done. And I believe that now he's back. Mind you, when he was abroad, people say he was gone. And I insisted that he was alive, he was in good health, and he will come back healthier. And he will contest the 2019 presidential election. It's not totally for Buhari, it's also for the Southeast. The Igbos need to present a presidential candidate who will win on 2023. I'm being now regional selfish. It's regional being selfish. I'm being selfish regionally, because after Buhari doing 8 years, the next thing, nobody in Nigeria can tell us that our region cannot produce president, whether it's me or another person. The important thing is that in 2019, the Igbos in majority will massively support Buhari. They did not support him in 2015. But in 2019, they will massively vote for him.
So are you passing a vote of confidence on the administration?
I'm passing a vote of confidence on Buhari.
Not on the administration?
On Buhari, because he has integrity.
Why? What has it done? You just said that his health actually hindered him.
No, yes, of course, because if you check where we are, in prices of oil, how much was left, things that were going wrong, it's not only me that is passing vote of confidence on Buhari. The World Bank is supporting what he's doing. I just came back from China, Washington, and the EU, all the EU ambassadors, all the EU nations are supporting him. All the most powerful countries in the world are behind him. And they're behind also that he should rerun again, because they feel that he still have a lot to add.
So if the president decides not to run for 2019 elections, which of the northern candidates would you support?
We have not reached to that level. I'm convinced and I'm sure that the president will run.
So which of the northern candidates right now that perhaps that have shown their interest in the elections?
I have not seen any other candidate.
We've seen the...
No, listen. I have not seen any other candidate in my mind than Buhari. I don't even have any other, I'm not thinking towards any other candidate than Buhari. I joined the APC because of Buhari, because of my friendship with him. I joined because of his integrity. I joined because I know him personally. I know his shortfalls, I know his great areas, and the country needs him to finish his tenure. Every other president have done 2 terms, and I don't see more reason. If he said tomorrow he will not run, they are capable people. Who told you I cannot run for president? Yes, it's possible.
Perhaps maybe that has been your eternal ambition, to run for the presidency of the country.
To change things, not just to run for president, to change things. because I have the capacity to run this economy to modern 21st economic prospects. It's possible, yes.
We have one Southeast governor from the APC, and recently he's been, enmeshed in so many controversies. Governor Rochas Okorocha erected a statue of former president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, in somewhere around the capital. What's your take on that?
I'm not going to discuss that because both people are my friends. Both President Zuma and Governor Okorocha are my friends, and I can make my opinion personally to them. I don't need to make it on television. So you don't treat friendship in public. So I deserve to respect the two leaders. What he did is what any other leader could have done. It depends on the situation he did it.
On the issue of appointments of in APC, the president just made an appointment, and that's the position of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Some people, especially Ohaneze, are calling for, the president's rejigging of his cabinets. Perhaps that it should favor the Southeasterners even more, and especially for the position of the SGF, perhaps maybe it should have come to the Southeast.
Well, it is not a must. We just finished handling the SGF. Throughout Jonathan was president. The SGF came from our zone, and if the president, in his wisdom, is not a if he had been perfectly the prerogative of the president. So you cannot tell him who he made his AGF. And I think in the president's wisdom, president has also done well to take it back to the local government where he removed it from. I applaud the president on that line. We mustn't get AGF to get anything that is due for us. After all, Port Harcourt Expressway were unpassable up till last 7 months. And you go there today, there are major construction job going there. Enugu Onitsha Expressway were abandoned, and there are works going there. That is more important to me than getting SGF. SGF means nothing. If Buhari can do our roads to jumpstart economic activities in our area, I will be very satisfied than giving me SGF that will not have power to do anything. This is why the take is to take a Buhari to do the roads and give us infrastructures. It's more important than making somebody minister or making anybody who will serve himself or herself. So it is not very important to us in the region. We are traders, we are business people. What we need is access to what we want to do. And that is what Buhari is doing in the region right away.
So going back to 2019 presidential race, the president has not indicated interest that he's going to run for 2019 elections. So what if the president say, okay, I'm not going to run? Would you take that boldness, that ticket to say, okay, I want to run, I want to represent the Southeast?
Well, I don't think it's the right thing to do because we have said it that during Yaradua, something happened. Now the president is doing only 4 years. I'm a man that wants to give equity and justice, which is what I'm begging Nigerian people to know how to give. Because equity and justice is what should rule the world and rule this nation. If we really want to move forward, people should know how to say what is right. I felt that since democratic process has started, Obasanjo did 8 years, Jonathan did 6 years or thereabouts, so we should allow them now to complete 8 years, honestly. And I have capacity to run for Nigerian president. I have everything it takes to be Nigerian president and a very good president because I understand micro and macro economics. I can solve the economic problem like yesterday because it is in my nature to give solution to economic problems.
And you think this administration have been able to tackle the economic problems that we have in the country? Will you give them a pass mark on the economy?
No, I will not give Buhari a pass mark on that. So he's going to do well because of his illness. He was not able to look at those problems and listen and solve those problems. He had done well in security, he had done well in keeping the country together, he had done well in many other things. He has also restored people going back to the farm. Look at what Awudobo is doing with agriculture. So you can see that people now, all the people you can see now, young people are no longer going to look for work. Young people are thinking, how am I going to develop my farm? How am I going to work for myself. For the first time, people are saying, you know, in a country there's no process, you can never have progress, because everything was free for all before. And you must have a assuming process that brings prosperity. Prosperity is not preached. Since 1960, we made a mistake. People who are supposed to work are going to churches and mosques, living there. Instead of the Bible, which I worship, committed Christian I am, says work, watch, and pray. People just decided to pray and fast. They don't longer work. How can you get prosperity? So Buhari has been able to ask people to go back to work and to do the work. There's no government you don't find people saying what about them. But it is usual. And Buhari is not the kind of man that you can see the APC governors are saying, oh, we have endorsed him. He's not the kind of man who takes those kind of things. Buhari is capable of contesting the election. He does not need any endorsement saying there is no other candidate. No. Buhari wants to contest like any other candidate in Ego Square. And he's popular enough to win the nomination, to win against any candidate.
All right, when you talk about other candidates, because we've talked about this, I've asked you this question before, and I want to ask you again. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has shown interest in the position, in the job of the president.
Yeah.
If it comes out tomorrow, as a friend of the former Vice President, will you advise him not to run against the president?
No, I will not ask him not to run against the president. He's a member of our party and he's a respected man. I like him, he's my friend, personal friend. Whenever I'm in trouble, I go to him to seek advice from him. But what I am saying, if today he's running with the president in the same party, I will vote for President Buhari, because President Buhari have told me before him. And I mean, I didn't support Buhari before, and I would like to support him now, because it is the right thing to do. But if Atiku comes in and say, I'm going to contest, I will tell him, oh, my Oga, you know, I have to support this other Oga. I have few Ogas. And that puts me to a crossroad. It's like if President Babangida is contesting.
So if you have President Buhari and you have former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, you will vote for President Buhari?
Yes, I'll vote for President Buhari today. That is the truth. You know, I don't fear anybody. He knows me. Maybe after this interview, I go back to his house to eat. He knows, we talk frankly. When Obasanjo said no governor should go to Atiku's house, I was the only governor going there. You are aware. And I'm very strong-willed. I'm not like other politicians. I make my, if there's an election, whether it's secret or the two of them are standing in Ego Square today, I'll vote for Buhari. As of today, that is what I will do. I don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Okay, now I want you to re-emphasize what you said earlier, that the president confided in you that he's going to run for the presidency in 2019. Did you say it?
No. I said that if they are running, both of them,
okay,
I will vote for the president, Buhari, because I didn't support him in 15.
In 2015?
15, yes.
Okay, you never had any...
I wasn't in his party, and I couldn't have supported him.
All right. All right.
But I joined the APC because of him.
All right. Now, let's go to the Southeast. Is there a leadership vacuum in the Southeast, APC Southeast? There seems to be a lot of, people cross-carpeting to APC from PDP and other parties, but we don't have a clear leader who is championing the cause of APC in the Southeast.
No, you can't say that. It's abuse of our people. We have a national vice chairman of APC, and he's the leader of APC in the Southeast. Whether I have been governor or Jibobido have been governor or Kenneth Nabade have been Senate president, it doesn't make any meaning. We have one leader, and we also come to his leadership. That is Mr. Elechukwu. He's the national vice chairman of Southeast, and it's our APC leader. There's no vacuum. I don't see any, because we have a national vice chairman.
All right.
He sits in every meeting that APC, he presides in every meeting that APC called for.
All right. We'll take a short break here on Arise News Special with former governor of Abia State, Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu. When we return, we will go back to him and ask him more questions regarding his political ambition, politics, generally in Nigeria, and also business and sports. Just stay with us.
As a fashion writer, I know how quickly trends are created and changed. In business, it's no different. To stay ahead, I needed a plan flexible enough to meet my changing communication needs. More Business 2.0 didn't just give me voice and data in one package. I got a whole lot more. With More Business, setting up my website was no problem. But I'm not just a fashion writer. I also own a home decor store before I decided to open an accessory store. With my customized More Business plan, managing my staff's communication is easy, no matter how frequently they come or they go. With 9mobile's new online self-service this week, I could adapt my plans to include this.
From 2,000 Naira, choose a business bundle, customize your staff's voice and data lines, and enjoy a variety of add-on business services. Dial *200
Rural and divergence.
To Abia State to quench the problems first. We're working hand in hand with the Commissioner of Police, who was just posted a day before my arrival, with the Brigade Commander of 14th Brigade, Director SSA, who are very interesting and good people to work with. So they put in their best to stop the quench the spread of damaging of goods and properties of people, because I'm a trader. I have given so many trading goods to customers in the market. So what they continue damaging, it's continually affecting my own.
So you're not in support of Operation Python Dance that was deployed?
No. Operation Python Dance must be done anywhere. The operation's going on everywhere. Every military in the world have a right to do. This is not the first time we're doing Operation Python Dance. We did it last year, and it was very successful. So I commend the Nigerian Army, because I saw a lot. They gave people outreach, medical, healthcare services, and all the rest of them. Python Dance is a military training. It has nothing to do with iPod. Next year, I'm sure they will do Python Dance. They are just doing Crocodile Smile in South, isn't it? And they are doing Operation, is that Dolly something?
Octopus
Lafayette
Grip.
Dolly, eh?
There's another one in the South, Octopus Grip.
So there are a lot of training for our.
But it's not just training.
Let me tell you, you journalists are sometimes also causing trouble. There is need for our military to be competent, ready at all times. Any nation
Is it
have
at
no
the
good
expense
military,
of the people?
No, it's not for the people. It's the expense of the nation, because there's nothing like expense of the people. They are not molesting people. I was in Southeast throughout that operation. I arrived and went straight to Abia. And I stayed. I went to Anambra, I went to Imo, I went to Enugu. The only person I didn't see was the GOC, because he was not there when I was passing Enugu, the day I landed in Enugu. So you find out that don't overblow these things. These are things the military are doing. In the northeast, that Lafayette Dolly and all the rest of them. These operations go in Lagos. They're doing one operation or the other. The Lagos is quiet and nobody is harassing anybody there, but the military still do their operations there. So any country that the fear is military and relegate its military to background will lead to suffer. You see, in the White House, or the third floor of the White House level, all those guys with suits are all military people, serving military people, working with the American president, no matter who is the president. They are there to give advice because they are well trained. You know, some of these military people are the best trained because of what training they give to them in Defense College and Military Academy and all the rest of them. And if you have anything to do with any military man, I'm not saying military should rule, but they have a contribution. This is why people like Dr. Nanda Azikiwe was calling for diarchy. I'm not calling for that, but I'm saying if you go to the top floor of the White House, people you see there are all military people, divergence of military services. I mean, the Air Force.
But we know the reason why Operation Python Dance was redeployed, to the southeast is because of Nnamdi Kanu, one man.
I don't believe so. Honestly, I don't. Because it was done in October last year. Wasn't that the Kanu day?
That's Operation Python Dance.
No, it was also done, the Egweke one was done last year.
Yes, I know. This is the second one.
There, and this is the second one, and they will do the third one this year.
Okay, what can we do to handle, how do we handle, issues that will bring up perhaps maybe another IPOB, in the future? Because maybe we're not really listening to the people, and that's why we're having some of these pressure groups, coming out and all of that.
Once there is justice, fair play, rule of law, if Ojikali is wrong, tell me I'm wrong, try me in a court of competent jurisdiction. Federal government, whether it's Buhari, whether it's his vice, whether it's DGSSS, they must obey the laws of the land. They must obey the court of competent jurisdiction. If a court, no matter, even if the order is wrong, a court says, respect this order, they should be able to respect that order. This is what will bring peace and unity. Secondly, you must give us justice as Igbos. You must be able to create enabling environments. Since after the war, I know our people are not happy. Majority of our people are not happy. They are saying we are marginalized, we are this and that. And when you look at it directly or indirectly, if you ask me as Ojikalo, are we marginalized? The answer is yes. Because there are no federal presence in our area.
But you just said earlier that construction work.
Yes, it's going on. No, this is the time. It's going on right away. And it's not a fallacy. It's going on right away on Aba Port Harcourt Expressway, on the Aba Onitsha, and on the Enugu Onitsha Expressway. And Mr. Fashola was there a few months ago.
So do you think that would douse the tension in the Southeast?
It's not alone. They should be able to do more for us. They need to do more. I'm not somebody who even if I'm with President Buhari or one-on-one, I will say my mind.
So talking about doing more, what's your take on Southeast Development Commission that is being proposed right now?
Let me be honest with you. They are proposing it late. When we are governors, we almost succeeded in doing that. Because some people aligned with President Obasanjo think they were working against me. We agreed. I told them, 3 months we became governors. I told them, I said, we rather have a common purpose. Every month, let us save 100 million each for our common good. We will use it to develop intercity roads, intercity rail, this and that. That will boost trade, that will boost everything. We agreed. After 6 months, you see people being funny. Because I had a big challenge with President Obasanjo on issues we promised to the people. It wasn't personal. I have a great and serious respect for the ex-president because he loves the nation. But on terms of what we agree with the people, we are not being done. So I had serious problem with my colleagues. I was like a leper among them because I disagree with the president. They want to find the president's favor. I'm not that kind of politician. I'm not in politics to get food to eat. I mean, I have done very well in my life, in my private business. I've done very well as a person. I mean, I don't need to fear anybody. I tell people the truth. I hear newspapers speculating what I want to discuss with President Babangida the day I went to his house. It's very simple. I'm not afraid of what I will tell anybody. I'm not afraid of speaking the truth neither. I will speak the truth till I die. It has caused me problems, yes. But the truth, any other thing can fail, but the truth will stand the test of time.
So better late than never. So if you have something like Southeast Development Commission, will it still answer the burning question in the Southeast about infrastructural deficits and political, alienation?
If the president is going to run again, we will force him to declare our area a special area. And we are going to give him 75% vote of that area. He will declare, he will give us an emergency area. Something like Aba and Onitsha can provide everything you need here. We can manufacture everything if we have light. Look at the kind of money we spend in energy. Nobody is talking about it. Look at the kind of stealing that took place when we are governors. People spend over 24 billion saying they are providing electricity. We have not dollars. We have not seen anything. And the people are going round the streets. And you are still talking about Nigeria. So this is the kind of country we are talking about. Give us light in Aba. Give us good roads. Give us good roads in Onitsha. Give us light. We are not asking for you to do anything. We are capable of manufacturing. Everything done in China can be manufactured in Aba and Onitsha. We are capable. We are already doing it. They will go high-tech, the technology. We have the people, but we don't have the encouragement. We don't have access. And the people that did privatization on the electricity was wrongly done. It was given to France. It wasn't the right thing to do.
Okay, now it's getting more interesting, really. But let's look at self-development in the Southeast. You can complain that okay, you're not getting enough federal presence and all of that. What about the state governors? They are getting allocation every month. They get the taxes and all. Is that not enough to build a Southeast of your dream?
Well, I think because all of them, they are working with a president that never bothered them. I think the Southeastern governors and South-South governors could have had a cooperation. If we had this kind of atmosphere, we're virtually like emperors, because when we were there, President Obasanjo was a policeman on every governor in the country. He left his own job. He wants to do our job for us. And that is the truth. So Buhari never bothered anybody. Buhari never asked anybody for his allocation to see what you are doing with it. President Obasanjo's eyes were on the allocation. Are you taking away the money? Are you stealing the money? Are you doing
Is that not good?
It's very good. I like it. Those are good part of Obasanjo I like. I don't totally disagree with President Obasanjo in all fairness to him. If he can just leave being a little bit petty, he's a great man.
Yeah, are you saying
he's a man, very petty? Yes, of course. I've not had any regret in saying so. Because you see, if younger people did something to you, you should be able to forgive them. Because life is very long. If younger people have said something against you, you'll be able to also forgive them. Because it's the right thing to do. If President Obasanjo abided this kind of nature, his nature, we will go far with our first democratic process. But he left things and started chasing shadows, because instead of calling for unity, he put a lot of division because he wanted third term. In looking for third term, he was able to divide, polarize the governors, although most of them are not speaking the truth today. The truth shall set them free. They knew the president needed third term. They offered all of us governor third term. I said, no, we are not for it. We have taken, some of us, the Quran, the Bible, and sworn to it that we will do 8 years. Why should I do 12 years being governor? What will I get from it? It was not the right thing to do.
All right, let's still, before we close this particular session, let's still go to the Southeast. The Southeast problem generally, the issue of IPOB, the issue of, less attention from the federal government and all of that. Is there a way that you can, the Southeast can actually come together and say, see, we are brothers irrespective of our differences, and see how we can develop our own, communities, our own states, so that, this continuous call for Igbos to exit one part of the country will not
they are not even up to 20% of Igbos calling for exit. The Igbos are sort of the nation. Anywhere you go, apart from the Aborigines, the next people you see, they are Igbos. Anywhere you go, they are agents for development, whether in Southeast or Northeast or Northwest or in Southwest, anywhere they go. So we're also doing the same thing in our communities. What we don't have is we cannot build expressway owned by federal government. I call on government to dissolve power. I hear people say restructuring or this, that. To dissolve power. Let government hands off on roads, let the government hands off on agriculture, on health, on education, give it back to the states.
But do you think the states,
if you go to the Constitution, you see at the right hand of the Constitution, you have 61 items. On the other side, you have few items. Government should remove those 61 or 63 items, reduce it to possibly like 9. Because when you say restructuring, it sounds so strong. For me, if you allow me today, whether it's Southeast or Southwest, if you allow me today, what I will call is for total amendment of the Nigerian Constitution. Entirely. To represent the view of the people. Because after being a democratic government for a few years now, the people should be able to make their own constitution.
So what model are you going to call for? Is it going to be another national conference where everybody come together to contribute?
No, we have a lot of paper. We can use the 2014 conference. We don't need to be spending money in doing that. But if I'm in the shoes of President Buhari, I should look some section of the 2014 conference and implement them. That is the truth.
But the president said that the conference is in the archives. He's not interested in it.
That is not, you press guys might be misquoting him. The president cannot say it's in the archives. He knows that money was spent to prepare those documents.
But APC were not part, majority of the APC personalities that we have today were not part of that conference.
We can review, APC can set back 25-member or 36-member review panel of that document. It's possible. So why do you want to send out money calling another 200-300 people to come and do another document? For what and how? So it is easier for people to do what is right.
All right, we'll take a short break right now. We still have with us a former governor of Abia State, a politician and a businessman. When we return, we'll look at other issues making the rounds in Nigeria. To stay with us.
It's been a great year for agribusiness.
That's what
Malaysia too. I just feel
that's what the public
No.
are saying.
When I was governor, I spoke highly. That was what brought the closure of our businesses, the Hallmark Bank, the Slug Airline. I spoke openly. I never, with my colleagues, both in Council of State, Economic Council, will tell you that I was one very vocal. I never fear of saying the truth. I'm not afraid of saying the truth. Whether you like me or you hate me, I don't need you to like me.
But it has affected your business and
Well,
businesses.
Yes, it's affected because we're in a third world country. We're in a country that have no rules. If you have a rule, you cannot see a bank that have 133 branches with 5,000 workers, you close it down because Ojikalo have majority share of the bank. You see an airline that had 14 aircraft on ground, you go and close it down and revoke the license without following due process. It's only here that people can do that. So it doesn't affect me. It's affecting the economy. You are making investors not to come. You are making people not to believe in what you are doing. So what is my take? My take is for leaders to be open. Leaders must be able to give account of what they have done. I'm one leader who continued. I was the first to show my finances in the this day newspaper, your paper related to Arise. I was the first to show audited accounts. I was the first to call world-class auditing company to audit me out when I was leaving. So I'm not afraid of anybody saying.
You have some issues with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. You've been, juggling between, the offices of Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and when you juxtapose it with what you're saying, a lot of public.
Because of the kind of president you had, and because of his third-term ambition, I'm not afraid. I'm in court with them.
You're still in court?
I'm still in court, and I will give account of myself. I never bought a new house throughout my being governor. Every houses I had in Lagos, Abuja, in Ibere were built before I became governor. So the records are there. The former president wrote to Prime Minister Tony Blair to arrest me in London. He said, no, why must we arrest him? He declared one house, and is this the same house? He had kept his investment in Goldman Sachs to blind trust. That's what I did. He wrote to President Bush to arrest me. They said, give us evidence he has stolen. We will arrest him. They were unable to do that because they had law and order, because they know if they do it, I will go to court in London. So I have been having one house bought in 1991. It's a public record. So how can you come and say I stole money to buy a house in London? It's because of issue of third term. And I cannot discuss about this issue Otherwise, I could have given you a deep insight because it's a before a court of record. And since it's become a court of record, I can't discuss the issue. It's not even an issue where I can go. I'm credible enough. I'm welcome anywhere I go in the world. The Americans know I'm very credible. The UKs know I'm very credible. The Chinese know I'm very credible. The Japanese, the world powers know I'm welcome everywhere I go. They know I'm a businessman with a balance sheet of $4 billion net worth. So it doesn't perturb me. I'm in the court. At that court, I left them to make a decision.
So perhaps your relationship with former President Olusegun Obasanjo is not. What's the relationship like right now?
No.
Are you still in contact with him?
No, we never had a sad relationship. I only tell him the truth. I was telling him the truth. And
But he was fighting back.
Because whenever a president who have told 2 or 3 people he wanted top time comes out to deny.
Is it all about all this, all these challenges that you're facing? Is it just about your perception on the third term, or just there's something more than that?
No, it's just perception on third term. Because what happens? What could have changed when the man called me action governor? He was the first to pronounce me action governor in Abia State. The roads were impassable when he came for campaign. And I told him after 6 months I'll build those roads. And then we are done. After 8 months, Vice President Atiku Abubakar came to commission roads. The then Senate President Chubo Kadibo came to commission roads. What has happened? What has changed? I was being fought 35 governors versus 1 governor, plus a president and the president of the Senate. They were fighting me, 1 man. And I survived the fight. Nigeria should clap for me because I survived those fights. Because I'm transparent.